you need to start unapologetically just being you. Just act more spontaneous and stop caring so damn much. I say this because, as of recently, I've been in a heavy period of social isolation where I question every single belief I've had. I overthink every single thought in my head. And I contemplate every decision I've made up to this point in my life. And I'm saying, like, did I genuinely do this because I wanted to? Because internally, my intuition told me that I deeply want to make this move? Or were these expectations, was this standard, were these certain behaviors influenced on me subconsciously through someone else? And it gets to the point where you're like, damn, am I even living my own life, or am I just living as like a copy of someone else? Because we are all human, like we share a lot of the same characteristics, and like if you're watching this, you likely likely have like the same mindset as me, as far as like, work hard, get in the gym, have a good physique, eat the right food, stay disciplined, stay consistent, right? All these things, like in most ways we are similar, but have you ever taken the time to actually ask, what is it actually you want? And most of all, do you put up like a mask when you meet other people? Because I'll give you this tip, right? Whenever you're making like a first impression, whenever you're meeting someone new for the first time, if you feel like you have to fake being yourself to them, it's such a good indication that like it's the biggest red flag, honestly, of like a ongoing relationship. Is that's not gonna last. It's not gonna be like, maybe that person has a certain incentive, certain something that you want from them, so therefore you're gonna be acquaintance of them. But every single time, like, you're gonna have to force yourself to be with that person because it's not being you, because you feel like you have to give up a false persona. And on a long enough time frame, either you break and you say like, fuck this, I don't want to be with this person, or you start to shift your identity towards something you didn't actually want to be. I mean, you get influenced in the wrong way. And like, literally, how often does this happen on a subconscious level where you don't even realize it, through all of the programming, through the mainstream media, through social media, where my generation at least is heavily influenced, constantly consuming hours and hours of social media on a subconscious level where you don't even feel like you're conscious. When you open up your phone, you just open up your phone, you start scrolling. And like, the subconscious mind is so impressionable. I want you to think about it as like, fertile soil, where if you put if you plant a seed in that soil, like, it's gonna grow over a long enough time frame. Like, your subconscious mind is so impressionable, especially from an early age. And I realized that I'm like, if I can really control like my media stream and really like, put myself around people that I genuinely want to be like, and I get good influence, but yet again, like, I ask myself, what do I actually want? And social isolation is a great way to do that, because it really forces you to question every single belief that you have, every single thought in your head. And that's where it comes to, is like, unapologetically just be your fucking self, bro. It's the best feeling in the world, just to be authentic, just to, do things on a daily basis because you want to. Like, I'm about to go to the beach right now. It's Thursday. I live in Miami, Florida, and traffic is about to hit. All the 9-to-5ers are going back to their houses and like just falling, like, just sleepwalking through life. But I was like, fuck it, I'm trying to go to the beach, try to get tan a little bit. I'm flying back to my hometown next week, so might as well get a little bit tan. But just do things spontaneous, bro. Like, the one thing about this life is I do not regret doing anything spontaneous I've ever done. Like, I had the friend group when I grew up where we just did the most random shit. Like, if there was like a function, right? Like, we get a text, there'd be something going on, we'd slide, right? See what's up. If that wasn't cool, then maybe hit up, like, it was always either like a Cane's or a Wawa that we hit up. Just doing spontaneous shit. And that was when I felt the most authentic, because I just followed my intuition. I didn't try to, like, follow anyone else's standards, anyone else's rules. Like, I wasn't scared of like being out late, even when I was like 16 years old at the time, like being out late, like past like 11 p.m., which at least for me, like I was raised in a good household. So like, at least for me, like going out that late was like, the unspoken rule. Like in my household, the unspoken rule is like you can't curse. I've never really seen my parents drink alcohol at all, use drugs, which I'm so fortunate of. But it gave me a great example of like what to actually follow. And all of a sudden, like, you have these unspoken rules that are just in your life, and you never question why you actually do things. And most of all, like, you have things that you do. Like, for example, right? If you're working a job just because you feel like you need to work that job, but you don't know why. Like, maybe you're literally just, like, working it just because you want something to do with your time, and you just say, like, everyone else, like, society deems having a job as normal. Just for example, right? Society deems this as being normal, so I'm going to do it. Yet you don't put any conscious decision-making into that, you spending your time, which time is the most valuable asset you have on this earth. It is the only depreciating asset that you and I have. So value it. And if you're unconsciously putting your time into something that you don't really know why you should be doing, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I really don't know what to tell you, because you're literally just wasting your time. Like, I could walk. I was like just walking to my apartment the other day, and like there's this old lady that walked past me, and just thought crossed my mind, like, I am the richest man in this hallway right now because I have something that, not to bash this old lady, I'm sure she had a great life, but I'm the richest man in this world, in this hallway, because I have time. I have something she doesn't. It just made me so grateful. It made me so blessed. And it made me really have urgency, right? And last point I want to finish on, but like, even like, when you don't have things lined up on your schedule, like for example, I'm flying back to my hometown next week, and I just noticed, like, just subconsciously, I had a lot more urgency in my day. Just like even hitting the beach right now, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to hit the beach in a really nice place. Like, I'm in a really nice spot right now. I'm not going to be able to hit the beach next week because I'm going to be in Virginia. So it gave me more urgency. And because I know subconsciously I don't have like infinite amount of time in Miami. Like, I live here, so I'm going to fly back, soon. But like, it's limited for me as of now. So I'm doing the things that I intuitively want to do. I'm doing things that I unapologetically want to do because I have urgency. That's what you're missing. You're missing urgency, and you don't know why. Like, literally just put a conscious, like practical advice, because I don't just want you to consume my content for empty substance, but practical advice is literally just like put conscious decision making into each and every one of your like task categories, your life blocks, if you will, as in, okay, when I wake up, I go to the gym, I eat, I work, I work on my side project, my little business. Maybe I do like a little hobby, I play basketball, or I, go to the beach, and then I sleep, right? Like, these are the things that consume our time. And like, time, again, is like your most valuable asset because it's constantly depreciating. So what is the like goal with each of these things? Like, sleep, obviously, it's part of your life. Like, the goal, your number one priority should be sleep. So you should be sleeping at least 8 hours a day. You should not be using your screens before bed, because it puts intention that, okay, I actually want to treat sleep like a business meeting and treat it intentional and go to sleep on time and actually have a good sleep, deep and REM sleep where I don't wake up through the night, I stay asleep longer, and I fall asleep fast. With your food, right? And am I intentionally eating in a surplus because I want to put on weight? And am I eating in a deficit because I want to lose weight? Right? Just like little things, intention behind each and every one of the things that you put your time into changes your life on a long enough time frame. Like, it's just compounding actions, bro. Just thoughts. I'm about to hit the beach. Why not? Just unapologetically be you, bro. And I guarantee you're gonna see a lot of cool things in your life. You're gonna experience a lot of cool things. So I'm about to hit the beach, and main takeaway is just unapologetically be yourself, and you will live a much, much happier life. Thanks for watching.